Hello everyone, Shikaria here, and I'm back with some film talks. What's this? Shikaria's actually doing a film talk? Yeah, I am. Simply because it is now well over halfway through the year. Which was kind of like, I wanted to do a video back at the start of July, to be honest, rather than on the 1st of August, because I'm hopefully going to get this uploaded today. If I'm not, then I'm an idiot. If not, it'll be the 2nd of August, maybe. Probably not. Who knows? You know, it's been... God, 23rd of April was my last film talks. Which is a long time ago. Even though it seems to be the most viewed thing on my channel, a third of my views come from this single video of the Raid 2 review. And seeing as it's first halfway through the year, I thought, you know what, let's do a top 5 films of my year so far or something. And so I started listing all the films I've gone to see this year, and I found out I've only been to see 10, which made me kind of upset that I've only been to the cinema. Well, no, because I went to see Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid in the cinema, but I've only been to the cinema to see new films that have come out this year 10 times, not including 12 Years a Slave, and I think I went to see Her in the cinema, or I might have seen it. I can't remember. I think I went to see Her in the cinema, and then there were a couple, and Frozen, because I saw that on the 1st of January with my girlfriend. First film we went to see together, etc, etc, etc. But I'm not including those films because technically they came out last year. Okay, they just, because they were showing them throughout award season, so I didn't see them until 2013. And Gravity as well, that came out last year. As great as Gravity was, it's not going on the list. And so I decided, you know what, instead, why don't we just rank? I thought, well, that's kind of depressing. But then I had a great idea of just ranking the films I've seen. So, 10 films, ranking them in order. And then at the end of the video, I'll talk about the films which I'm looking forward most in the second half of the year. Because there are some really, really good films that I'm really looking forward to. And I should have probably put them on my notes here, but I'm going to hope that I remember them. So, before I start, and people start hating on me for not including these films, because these are some films which people have either loved or whatever, I'm not going to include films which I haven't seen, obviously, because I can't decide how good they are. So, before anyone starts saying, I haven't seen Godzilla, although, you know, these are films which I've missed, and I really wanted to see them. But I just didn't get the chance. I haven't seen Godzilla, and I haven't seen the new X-Men film, although I heard very mixed things about the X-Men film. I haven't seen the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I doubt will get on the list anyway, but I'm just saying, anyone else which is saying that. I haven't seen Calvary, which I really wanted to see Calvary, but I never... our cinema, they showed 3 films. We're a small cinema with 1 screening, and they showed 3 films a week, and so the children's films will be on at the weekend, the matinee times, they'll get the good times. And if you're an adult film, they expect you to come in at like 8:30 to go and see a film like Calvary. And to be honest, at the time that Calvary was on, going to the cinema at 8:30 and then not finishing it until something like 10:30, which I know doesn't seem that late, but honestly, I didn't want to be sat in the cinema till 10:30. I went to see Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy a couple of years ago at 8 o'clock, and that's 2 and a bit hours plus adverts, and I had to rewatch the film when it came out on DVD because I kind of lost where things were going because I was just so tired. So I'm not going to see a film that late again unless it's a high octane action film which will keep me awake. Starred Up, which was a film I really wanted to see. It stars, I can't even remember what his name is. He played Cook in Skins, and I love the first 4 series of Skins, and well, after that it went several ways, and I'll leave it at that. Non-Stop, which I doubt would make this list, but I'm just saying I haven't seen it. Transcendence, which I did really want to see. I like Johnny Depp, and I like Rebecca Hall, and I like Paul Bettany, but I just didn't get around to seeing it. And a film which is it wasn't very well, I didn't think it was well advertised, but it's called In Cold July, or something like that. And I went to London a few weeks ago with my girlfriend, and while we were on the subway, it seemed like every 3 poster was this poster for the film In Cold July, which I had never heard about. I haven't seen Devil's Knot either, because that reminds me, because that was the other poster which carries on appearing. But it had taglines from critics saying, "If you love No Country for Old Men, you'll love this," and the best crime thriller since Drive. And I just go, oh, I don't really have a choice about watching it now. You know, if you put taglines like that on a film, it buys me. Okay, so as soon as it comes, has it already come to my cinema? Have I missed it? I can't remember. I'm on holiday. I don't leave the house a lot. Anyway, let's get down to the top 10 list, because I've probably wasted about 5 minutes. At 10, The Quiet Ones. You may have heard of this film. It's by the same guys that did Woman in Black. That studio, the Hammer Studio. And now, it doesn't mean that I didn't like the film. It's another one of those found footage films. And the thing with the found footage films is that a lot of horror films just seem to do it to pull off cheap jump scares, because they've only got that one camera that can see anything, and whatever. And that's why I don't like it. Only trouble is that, you know, if you're going to do a found footage film, you're expecting jump scares, you're expecting some sort of scary atmosphere. And the thing with The Quiet Ones, there really wasn't anything. There were so many opportunities where they were looking through like the seal and the door, where they could have pulled out some sort of jump scare, and they just didn't make use of those opportunities, which was really quite annoying. My girlfriend thought the same, because we went to see that together. At number 9, there's That Awkward Moment. Now, I know what you're thinking. This was a Valentine's Day film which I went to see with my girlfriend. A lot of these films I actually went to see with my girlfriend. But That Awkward Moment. Now, I don't... Just bear with me here. I genuinely think Zac Efron is a good actor, and That Awkward Moment was a genuinely enjoyable film. I had heard horrible things about it. I heard critics hate it. I don't know whether it's just because it's aimed at this teen audience and whatever, but I found it genuinely funny. I found it enjoyable. There's no way I'd get it on DVD or anything, but I'd happily watch it again as a mindless comedy. There are certainly worse comedies out there which are better raved about. I'm looking at you, 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street, and if they're going to make a 23 Jump Street, just please don't. There is no way I'm going to see 22 Jump Street. I did not like the first one. But That Awkward, you know, it made me laugh. It had the guy from Chronicle, the black guy from Chronicle, I can't remember what his name is, Michael B. Jordan, and who's also Johnny Storm in the next Fantastic Four thing, which I'm not happy about. And Miles Teller, who plays... Is it Reed Richards? I think they're both in the next Fantastic Four film, because the other ones were so awful. Anyway, That Awkward Moment at number 9. It made me laugh, and it's still at second last on my list before anyone. But I like Zac Efron. He's a good actor. I'm going to hold my ground on that one. At number 8, it's Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit. That film, I've only seen one other Jack Ryan film, but I like those sort of spy films. You know, I like the Tom Clancy games, and I thought he was good. Obviously, he's died now. But I wasn't sure about what I was getting into with Jack Ryan, because they advertised as something different from what Harrison Ford used to do, like with the adverts and stuff. But it was genuinely, it was an enjoyable. It's no Bourne or. It's no Bourne film, and it's no Casino Royale or anything like that. But as a spy movie, you know exactly how it's going to end. You get your action set pieces. You get some really good, like some of the set pieces are really, really great. Some of them have that ridiculous shaky cam where they just... I was kind of hoping that the director wasn't expecting us to be able to see anything in that. But, genuinely okay film, solid film, does what it's meant to do. At number 7, The Muppets 2. This was just a film, another film which I went to see with my girlfriend. But we went to see it because, the Muppets are funny. Muppets Christmas Carol is the best adaptation of that, whatever. And so we went to see it. I wasn't sure how good it was going to be, because I didn't think much of the Jason Segel Muppets film a couple of years ago. But it turned out to actually be... It made me laugh quite a bit, and it was funny and enjoyable, and just bounced along at its own pace and did its own things, no matter how ridiculous it was. But etc. Number 6 is Bad Neighbours, another Zac Efron comedy which has come out of this film, which I genuinely thought, yeah, that it made me laugh a lot. I kind of wish they hadn't put the... If you haven't seen the trailer for it, then, I mean, I don't know how you could have missed it, but the airbag joke, I kind of wish they hadn't put that in the trailer, because you kind of know it's coming. But then there's a whole other section to the airbag joke, which they didn't put in the trailer, which I'm kind of glad for. I think that was really its only flaw. Like, it's one of those films where there's nothing really that much... There's not that much that's bad about it. It's just not, like, outstanding. There's nothing which makes it outstanding as a comedy or anything like previous comedies have done, like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and Spinal Tap is another one. Stuff like, there were better comedies, but Bad Neighbours was it's another one where it does what it's meant to do.